All right, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to the Women Podcast. Women stands for Women Owned and Managed Enterprise Network. And as we do with each podcast, we are we're powered by the United States Small Business Administration, part of the FY24 Congressional Community Projects. We were fortunate to be a part of that. Excited about working, as always, working with women business owners. I mean, that's what we are known for at EDAC at I'm getting an echo at Morgan State University. So we're excited about this opportunity. So with that said, we have an opportunity to further work with women who are women and veterans who are interested in going into government contracting, whether it's local, state, county, as well as, of course, the federal. We have resources for them. In the first podcast, we talked about this podcast. We also talked about the Room to Grow initiative, where it's a cohort of women who will get together on a regular basis to really navigate entrepreneurship before they even really start talking about certification. We have a certification program. If you're looking to become certified locally, state, or federal, we have some experts to help you out with that. We also have our procurement boot camp, procurement ready boot camp. So we're excited about that. And we have somebody that's going to come on and talk about the GSA schedule. And I get what GSA, but if you get a GSA schedule with the federal government, that's good money. So we're going to actually have somebody working with us on that. So let me go. I need to come up with an acronym for this long title that we have for the center that we have. All right, so bear with me. So the name of the center is Government Certifications, Contracting, and Matchmaking Solutions Center. That is a long name for a center, but it tells you what we do, right? Certifications and matchmaking and other resources too. By next podcast, we'll have a shorter name or acronym like we got EDAC. All right. All right. So with that said, I'm gonna turn it over to the ladies that you see here. All of them are successful business owners, and they will be working with you on business advising, business counseling. So if you're looking to start, operate, to scale your business, we have some expertise, as you see. Well, we'll hear in a few minutes about who they are and the expertise that they bring to the table. All right, so let's go with Janine first. You want to kick it off? So if you could just share who you are, your business, and the expertise that you have, so as people are tuned in, hear all the great things that you have to offer. Oh, I think you're on mute or nope, nope, nope. I heard you earlier.
How about now?
Oh, there we go.
Now?
We got you. Yes,
Yes?
yes,
Okay. I'm sorry about that.
that's
Hi,
all.
good afternoon, everyone. I'm Janine Biggins. My company is Danzo Digital Media Group. I am an AI certified consultant and trainer and digital marketer for the past almost 2 years now. I have kind of transitioned helping small businesses navigate the artificial intelligence arena to help market their business and increase their revenue and save time. So I'm looking forward to help our small businesses in this new era of marketing. And that's about most of it.
All right, so I know you do more than just that, Janine. So are you just going to focus on just the AI, or are you going to do some other activities as well? Can you hear
I
me?
didn't hear the first part.
Oh, I
Can you
said
repeat that?
yep, I said I know you do more than that. I know you do a
Oh, I
lot.
do anything with anything digital,
Hey,
email marketing,
hey,
text marketing, video marketing, um, do all of those things to help you kind of help. Also, I work with a company that even helps you with finding a good virtual assistant. As
look
we
at
all
that.
know, when we're multitasking, we need help with that.
Absolutely. All right, good deal. Appreciate that, Janine. All right, Celia, you want to go next?
Hi, can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Good, good. So, good afternoon, everyone. Nice to see some very familiar faces. My name is Celi Argueta. I'm the owner of B&G Consulting. B stands for business and for nonprofit, and G for government. So, I work with small startup companies from business formation to licensing, and obviously we do a lot of government certifications. Um, I am, I can say, focusing a lot on construction companies. I work with a lot of startups in terms of either their residential or commercial contractors. So that is one of our areas of expertise. So we can assist with licensing and anything that a contractor will need to get pre-qualified, especially with working with, government clients and even state and local governments. So, happy to be here. We can assist also with business plans and financing packages. If you're looking for loan, that we can assist with that as well.
All right, yeah, that's definitely needed, because there are still banks out there that are making loans and individuals need assistance with that, especially that the business planning and I always say that the business plan is just not for the banks. It's a roadmap. It's a roadmap for those individuals who are looking to either start, operate, or scale their business. So definitely appreciate the work that you're doing there. All right, let's move on to Terry.
Hi, I'm Terry Gayton. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm with TPG Solutions, and we are a custom training and development company. And I really like helping companies with the procurement process. So I've been doing federal contracting. Oh, a lot of years. My company has been in business since 2014, and I do currently work with a lot of businesses trying to help them navigate how do you do business development? How do you find the opportunities to bid on? How do you put together your capability statements, your proposals in order to win business, whether it's state or federal? And I look forward to working with everyone.
All right, good deal. You mentioned something, in the first podcast that we did. We talked about, when you're working with a client one-on-one and it goes back to you, says, "Oh man, do I have that in my business?" And you mentioned
Mhm.
something, Terry, about that capability statement. Now, we got a capability statement, but Don keeps saying it needs to be updated. So I'm gonna listen to Don and Terry, and we need a capability statement for EDAT because it's old. I'll be honest, it's old. We've added some new opportunities there as well. All right, so we reaching out to you, Terry. All right, Tiffany, you up?
Yep. All right. Hello, my name is Tiffany Lyman, and my company is the Wheelhouse Impact. And I work with small businesses and large businesses. And the main thing that I do is help to build capacity. So usually when I'm working with large businesses, it is in the area of talent. And so it's helping them to build capacity by building their talent, helping to build skills, leadership, and things of that nature. Then with small businesses, it's helping to build a capacity in the sense of like being able to scale and scope. And that's usually focusing on systems and strategies. So marketing, customer journeys, strategic partnerships, things of that nature. So basically anything that will help a business to be able to, first of all, recognize what its capacity is, build themselves into that capacity, and then continue to grow and scale that capacity.
I love that. All right, I've been working with Tiffany for a number of years, so I'm impressed about the work that she's doing and what she brings to the team as well. All right, you all have any questions for each other, or I got a ton of questions, y'all, but I'm gonna allow you all. Do you have any questions, comments? All right, so let me jump right in then. So, what do you see as the landscape? I mean, let's focus here on Maryland because the center is focused on Maryland, primarily Baltimore County, in the metropolitan area, Baltimore Metropolitan Women Business Center. What are you seeing from women entrepreneurs as it relates to, being a business owner? Some good, bad, some challenges.
I guess I'll start. What I've seen in different spaces is even if it's not a space that is primarily like designed for women, like let's just say it's a space that says that it's for business owners, period. What
Mhm.
I feel like I see a lot is women. There are a lot of women that I feel like are wanting to learn how to navigate the area of entrepreneurship, who want to take like skills that they have and interests and passions that they have and take it from just maybe just being like a hobby and something that they do sometimes, but really turning it into a legal, legitimate, business that they could even like pass down to other people. So that's just one thing, like I said, that I've been seeing across different spaces is the sheer number of women that just really seem to want to learn more about entrepreneurship.
Oh, that's
And
good.
and Tiffany, I think a lot of that is just because they're wanting something different in their life and the challenges of the workplace and dealing with a lot of unwanted personalities to push them around and have something that is their own, and how do they get there so that they can have the fair and I guess equal opportunities that others have.
Mhm. I'm finding that with the climate we're in right now, and the way things have turned out, a lot of women-owned businesses or businesses, period, are really having to pivot,
Mm,
having to really get creative about what they're going to offer, who they're going to offer it to. Just talking to them, they're looking at different things that they may have thought about doing before and deciding to go into or adding different offers or services to their potential clients, or even going after totally different clientele,
mm,
whether it be more corporate. I'm seeing that is happening now, going after the more corporate because they have the money.
mm,
But they're definitely diversifying their services.
mm,
I agree with that, Jeannie, what Jeannie just said. I see women also coming together and complementing their skills. So, if one is stronger in one area, but they're going together and submitting bids together, working on projects. So I think that that's really positive. And also, I see there's a greater need, and we were talking with Terry before, the need for mentoring, the need to have women, help each other, and just the mentoring aspect is so important. So I see that as a greater need now more than ever. So, and that's something I think that we definitely need to keep in mind.
mm.
Yeah, something Janine said was very interesting to me. That just another thing that I've noticed too. Janine, you said that you noticed a lot of women pivoting and wanting to go after like more corporate contracts and government contracts, and having like been like working in this space for a long time. So like Omar said, like I actually used to intern at EDAC when I was at Morgan as a student. So when
Wow.
I'm not telling y'all how old I am, but let's just say
Not
it's
under
been
me, y'all.
under.
Another person.
Yes. I was Omar's intern when I was in undergrad. So that's how long I have had the opportunity to see small businesses evolve. And one thing that I would say about small businesses, period, women and men, but specifically why we're talking about women, is that there's been a fear of going after corporate contracts
Mm,
and going into government, right? I've seen that for a long time. And now I think what I'm seeing is women owned businesses specifically are kind of like, we can do this. Maybe we have to get together and do it. But I am seeing more women owned businesses that are like, that opportunity exists for me too. And are willing to go out and do it. So I just, when you said that, I'm like, yeah, I do notice that as well a lot more now. I didn't see that a lot before.
And they're coming together. I'm finding that I know in the digital marketing arena, when people launch different things, I know the men, they get together, they launch, they co-launch, and they become JVs to the other businesses.
Joint ventures.
Women I've been talking to are doing it now. We're working like say, hey, this is your area. So I was talking about the woman that with the virtual system, like, hey, let's do a workshop to my community because this is your area of expertise. I have no desire to learn it. And then, you just get a small affiliate, whatever. So more and more women are now doing what the men have been doing for a long time. It's kind of joining together and combining our skill set.
I think with federal contracting, the women they almost have to. With the government consolidating a lot of their requirements, if you're going in that direction, there's just too many things that one small business can do. And so a lot of the groups are coming together to be able to meet all of the requirements in order to bid on some of these larger federal opportunities to be a player in that field.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was one of my questions, and you all hit that. We do this workshop locally for those who are not here in Baltimore at the Cube co-working, and it's called Growth Beyond Me. How do you grow beyond yourself? What systems are you putting in place? Are you teaming up with individuals, joint ventures, as Janine was just talking about? I'm glad that you all are start to see that, and women are using that, or just business owners are just using it as an opportunity to really get together. I'm always suggesting to entrepreneurs, especially the students that come into the office, so one of them may have a t-shirt company that's doing embroidery, and another one may have a t-shirt company that's doing screen printing, and another one may be doing, I don't know what vinyl. And I'm suggesting to them, hey, why don't y'all just come together and form one company where you can go after bigger and better opportunities. And you all know, sometimes being a solo entrepreneur, you're doing everything, and it can really stress you out. However, if you have a talented, notice I say talented partner, and I know you work with that, Tiffany, the talent piece, have that partner, you all can, the two of you, or the three of you, the four of you, can really do more than just the marketing, the accounting, the licensing, going to every networking event, just to get opportunities. So I'm glad you all mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
What other thoughts you all had before I jump to the next point? All right. I'm gonna jump to the next point there. Thank y'all. All right. So, with the center, again, women will have an opportunity to come and receive advice at no cost to them. And just because it's at no cost doesn't mean that it's no value added to it. It's value add. And the cost to me is your time, but also their time, and if they're going to really listen to the guidance that you're helping them with. So it won't be no cost to individuals, but we definitely want you to take this seriously, because these individuals that you see here are serious about business. So definitely, the expertise that you see here and that you heard today is some good expertise, All right, so I do want to jump to, I don't know who mentioned this about corporate, although, we were focusing on government, but corporate, they spend money too, right? Yeah, so
Absolutely.
yeah, so hopefully,
And they pay quicker normally too.
they do what? I didn't hear you.
I said they pay quicker.
Yeah.
Yes.
They did, so hopefully, the pivot could, or not even, just pivoting. It's really about how do you diversify your customer base, and speaking of that, let's talk about that. What are some ways that you're seeing, or even in your own business, diversifying your customer base?
I think for me, the biggest part is determining their needs.
Mm.
And that's where I
Their
have
needs,
found
entrepreneur Janine, or
determining the needs of the corporation.
gotcha. Okay.
And that's where I have found that using ChatGPT the correct way,
Yeah.
which is the first thing that people know about artificial intelligence. It saves a lot of time. You can ask it questions, you can break it down, and it'll give you it'll jumpstart a lot of areas that you may not have thought about. And it's all in the prompting. So if you ask it, what are 10 areas that of areas of my business that who will pay me money to do XYZ service, it'll spit some things out that you may not have ever thought about. And as a solo entrepreneurs, we're pretty much working ourselves. That's one thing I do like about it. And you have ChatGPT, you have Claude, which is another one. And Perplexity is more, it'll give you more resources. So that's what the businesses I've been working with or training with, showing them how to do that, kind of thinking outside the box, outside of the word of mouth box.
Absolutely.
And many of them we're using for marketing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. And I guess I'll jump in for diversification. For me now, my diversification is adding back in the B2C area, right? And for me, it was just that reminder that you want to always have different lanes, right? And so like B2B, like we just said, like, yeah, B2B. So I'm going to include, when I say B2B, I'm going to also include corporate and government, right? So any business to business to organization. They pay faster, but their sales cycles are way longer. Like, have a contract that just closed. It took 18 months to close this contract. 18 months. Like, you will starve waiting on an 18-month contract, right? So yes, it's a larger contract, but it took 18 months, right? And so you got to have stuff in between. And that was for me that big reminder that diversification is like, yes, we want to focus on government, you want to focus on corporate, right? But if there's other things that you can have that also help you when, maybe those cycles are longer, or seasonal, right? Things are happening and you're kind of like, you want to have something to fill the gaps. You want to have those things. So like one thing that I have is there is a software that I white label, right? It's a lever I can pull up or down depending on where I am in my business, right? So having that as a diversification line of business, it could be passive, it could be passive-ish, right? It depends on how I want to use it. But having that, like having those types of things in your arsenal allow you to like contract your business or like whatever you need to do with it, you could do it if you activate those different lines, and then you can kind of decide what season am I in right now, and depending on that, what is going to be the key player in this season, right? So definitely being able to pivot and having multiple things that you can lean on, I think helps us to be able to sustain. Like one thing is just, a lot of times it may not be it, because that contract, we weren't doing anything wrong, right? But if that's the only thing that we had, I would have thought, I'm doing it wrong, it's never going to happen, all these things. And it's a long sales cycle, right? So you have to have all those things in place so that you can allow things to land in their proper time.
So true.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know I guess people do know about sales cycles. I mean, that's a good point, Tiffany. Government sometimes could be, work with the federal government could be long as well. And, that's one of the things that, for those who are tuned in and you don't know about sales cycles for different agencies, whether it's, working with the federal government, maybe you want to work with K through 12. I mean, it's a different sales cycle and approach to that as well. I didn't think about that until you just mentioned that, Tiffany. See, like you came off me. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, so I think for me, obviously, we work with a lot of small business, but the way that I've also diversifies, like I mentioned before, working with nonprofits. Nonprofits are, it's a great way to continue to do the work, because many nonprofits are working with small businesses. Many nonprofits are servicing a large portion of what we do in terms of training. So I've pivoted into doing more workforce development, training, developing programs to reach, entrepreneurs, but through collaborating with nonprofits. So for me, I think that's been a growth. point, and that has kind of balance, right? The business and the nonprofit sector. I think they're very strong. And I agree. Like when I talk to clients, I always say, look at the private sector, get certified. You speak a lot about certifications. There's a whole set of private sector, minority focused certifications. And I always try to speak to the women who not just don't look at just what you can do on the federal side, but also on the private side in terms of leveraging your certifications as well. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. It's two sides to the story. So,
I'd like to add to that because I realized that when we were doing the Women Veterans Conference probably a couple of years ago,
yes.
and Truist
Yes.
um, was part of it, and talking to, I forgot the young lady's name, but anyway, she mentioned how that they have procurement. And I had never really thought about that from a bank perspective. And they
Yeah.
didn't require that we had to be certified like women owned or minority owned, but you had to sign up and be ready for their procurement process. So I
Right.
think small businesses need to look at that as well. I had never thought about that until she mentioned it in one of the workshops that we did. So that's another area.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was a conference in Atlanta. So, Minority Business Development Agency, we work with them.
mhm.
And then it's the Minority Diversity.
Supplier diversity,
Thank you.
MSDC.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. If you don't know about them, I mean, it's huge.
Mhm.
They had over 1,000 vendors there.
Wow.
It was a lot. Yeah, corporations looking to do business with small business owners.
Hmm. Does
So,
that happen the same time every year, that conference?
yeah, it was here in Baltimore one year. Was it last year? Last year, and this year it was in Atlanta, and I think it's gonna be in Miami next year. So yeah, yeah. All right, let's do this. Final thoughts as we are going out. If you could state your name again and the services that you're going to be offering, or the expertise. So as people tuned into this, they'll see and hear that. And then for those individuals who want to know how can I get a part of this, for now you can send me an email. My email is omar@edacmorgan.com. And then once, at the end of the podcast, there will be a website and a QR code. You could just take a picture of that or go to the website, fill out the form, and somebody will get back to you. All right. So let's go from bottom up. So Tiffany, you want to start?
All right. Yes, my name is Tiffany. Company is the Wheelhouse Impact, and I will be helping our small businesses primarily in the area, of course, with whatever you need within your small business, but focusing primarily on like operations, helping to create the strategies that is going to be in order for you to like know what the journey is that you want to take your employees through and your clients through. And then what are the systems that we want to put into place so that that can happen, continuously, and in a way that is consistent.
All right, good deal. Terry?
I'm Terry Gayden with TPJ Solutions, and I'm looking forward to helping small businesses with the procurement process, and just understanding where to go find opportunities, whether they're commercial, corporate, or federal.
All right, thank you for that. All right, Sile?
Hi, thank you again, Celia Argueta. I'm looking forward to helping women just, be part of the process of having that dream become a reality, right? So you have an idea, you have a thought, and you want to talk to someone just to get the guidance on business formation. I think if you start right, I think you have a very you can be very successful if you have the right counseling around you. So I just want to be part of your growth and your vision. Just make it happen.
Absolutely. All right. And Janine.
Hi, Janine Biggs, Danzo Digital Media. I want to be able to help all of the other advisors when they're working on those things and bring it down to digitally, helping you save time, but being able to generate revenue. And also, I think the biggest thing is identifying your ideal client, which
Mm.
I find a lot of businesses don't do, or they're too broad. So hopefully I'll be able to, we'll start with that. And that way we can help with Terry or Tiffany or Saley take it there to another level digitally and being able to expand that way.
All right, good deal. Well, ladies, thank you. Thank you for always, saying yes to helping women-owned business owners. So I really appreciate you for that. Looking forward to hearing the success stories that come through the center. I'm gonna come up with a name, y'all. That is the center name is just too long. I'm gonna come up with an acronym. Put it in the chat, see what it comes out. You already did that, Janine?
No, but just send it to me. We'll figure it out.
I appreciate that. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Continue to navigate the entrepreneurship landscape for success. And again, my email is omar@edacmorgan.com. And at the end of this podcast, you'll have the link to register so that you can be connected to one of these dynamic superstars. Until then, continue to improve and progress. We'll see you next time. Take care.